where you find deals and how you find deals. Am I back on?
Yeah.
Am I on?
Yes.
Yep.
No, you guys, there you go. Wow, I feel special now. I can hear myself. So as the economy changes, where you find deals changes. The transactions change. The type of transactions you do change, right? There'll be a time when subject twos don't work as effectively as they work right now. You have a pretty short window right now for the next couple of years. That subject twos are one of the primary ways to go for real estate investing. Why is that? Eventually the government's going to raise interest rates. When they raise interest rates, taking over existing financing doesn't become as popular, right? And the other thing is people aren't willing to let go of low interest rate loans as quickly, right? When the interest rates are super high. But the cool part is once we're able to start figuring this part out, we can start making that work for us. And as the economy shifts, I'll shift with the economy and start looking at different types of deals and different types of transactions. Things are constantly changing. This business changes every 3 months, every 6 months, every 12 months, right? And right now we're in a good economy window and we're going to stay here for a few years. Now, as we go through the next administration, when you start to get halfway through it, right, to the end of it, then we may either see a dip or we'll continue to see a raise, but that's when I would be aware that things could be changing. Well, how do I monitor that as an investor? I'm watching, well, what is the number of transactions that are going on? Is the housing transactions going down or is it going up? Because to me, that's one of the fastest trends to see as real estate investors when things are changing. When fewer houses are selling, right, appreciation is going to start slowing down a little bit. When it first happens, you're going to see a spike, right? And that's a good time to unload a lot of your deals and properties. But then once the spike happens, then you'll see things start to go down again. That's why before we saw the economy crash and hit so hard in late 2007, early 2008, what happened was we saw a massive spike in 2006, and then we saw things start to change in 2007. And those of us who were savvy investors, we saw it coming, right? Some of us didn't want to admit it, but we saw it coming. Most of you knew that couldn't keep going on forever and ever and ever. Direct mail to the list. So for me, this is the most automated, passive way to find real estate deals. I'll look for vacant properties. I'll go for properties with equity in them. I'll go for out-of-town owners. I'll go for properties that are upside down, right? And I pull a list and I do direct mail to that list. And that direct mail has always, for me, been a yellow letter. It's always been the one that has given me the greatest response. Now, I have some different letters I've used for high equity deals and an executive letter and things, but I'll tell you, for me, the best letter that you can use is the yellow letter. What a yellow letter is a letter that's written on yellow legal notepad paper. Go ahead and hold yours up, Eugene. Yes, I'm talking to Eugene. Hold it up nice and high. That's what I mean when I say yellow legal notepad paper. It's on paper like that. You write the letter with red ink, not blue ink, not purple ink, not black ink, with red ink. The letter is very, very simple. It's not a big, complicated dissertation, okay? If you're an agent or a broker, you got to have some disclosures. I'm not going to go over those right now because we're investors and we're going to focus on that part, okay? My letter says something very simple. It says, my wife and I are looking for a home in your area and we came across yours, please call. My wife and I are looking for a home in your area and we came across yours, please call. Handwritten. It's not written with ink, it's not printed, it's a handwritten letter. Now there's specialty inks you can get, specialty printer things, where you can make it look handwritten, but the handwritten is always the easiest way to go. We had an investor named Tony Sheriff, and his wife and him, he was a contractor, he was an inspector, he was an appraiser, he was out there hustling and working every day, and he was just at a place where he was getting tired. His wife had worked as an administrator, and she would come home and write maybe 15 to 20 letters a night. Take her less than an hour to write those 15 letters. She'd write them every night, and they would send them out. Within 3 months, they had their first deal that we did together, that we closed on together. And then we had a second